And London Maiden will get us going at half court. Towt sends the tip, but it's Tyler Spratt recovering for the Titans. This is a Titans team that is going to rely very heavily on the three ball. They put up 40 on Monday, second most in program history. Here's Maiden working inside, has it rattle in and out. Rebound Muhammad. Shrewsberry gets it under control. Now it's in the hands of Markus Burton. 15 to shoot for Notre Dame. Burton looking inside for Towt. Now it's with Muhammad. He'll get the pick. He'll look for Sundra on the roll. He won't get it. Loose ball turnover picked up by the Titans.
Well, turnover on the first possession and a three on the first possession for Detroit Mercy.
TJ Nadeau getting the first triple of the night. If Detroit Mercy can get those to fall, they can hang in there with Notre Dame. And there's Burton contested down below.
Well, Will, Coach Shrewsberry a little concerned about the turnovers on Monday. 19 turnovers for the game. Willing to chalk up a lot of that to first game nerves, but you can't feel good about turning it over on the first possession.
Both teams coming off some non-conference season openers. Notre Dame taking down Long Island University on Monday. Detroit Mercy fell to UIC, University of Illinois Chicago, as Burton looks inside. It'll go down to Towt, and the Irish are on the board on the feed to Towt.
Pretty good job that time. They doubled that ball screen, and the Irish were able to just swing it and find the open guy. Slow rotation by the Titans.
Detroit Mercy draws the foul as we take a look at their starting five. You see Towt on the defensive numbers, and Coach Shrewsberry found a good one in Towt. And let's talk about Coach Micah Shrewsberry, third season at Notre Dame, previously at Penn State. As Nadeau, 2 of 2 from the field, putting Detroit Mercy up 5-2. Look at Notre Dame's starting five. Notre Dame 7 newcomers, returning 3 of 5 starters, 55% of their scoring. They lead the ACC in that category. The Titans return a lot of scoring as well. Sundra to Muhammad, top of the key for Towt. Burton rolls over, looking inside, has it deflected. Loose ball scramble, and finally it looks like Towt got a hand in there on the loose ball.
Well, a little bit of difficulty. The Irish are running a high ball screen, and the Titans are trapping that ball screen really actively, able to get their hands on that ball again.
Nate Johnson inbounds. Here's a look at the Detroit Mercy starting five. Returning more or less 5 starters. They draw a foul on the inside. It was Orlando Lovejoy on the drive, and that's where he's going to try to shine.
Well, Lovejoy tried to split that ball screen right there, and the official who was furthest away called a little whack as he tried to split those 2 guys.
5-2, the Titan lead. Lovejoy gets it to Maiden. And Orlando Lovejoy goes back to the forward. Working inside on Towt. Goes up strong with the right, reeled in by Towt. And the Irish will look to push it. Muhammad goes in himself, draws the foul on the ground. Notre Dame's going to try to be aggressive on this drive, but so far it's been a bit disjointed.
Well, they haven't handled the traps off the ball screen. And on the other end, they look to like that matchup with Maiden on Towt, although Maiden going to the bench right now.
Detroit Mercy played everyone on their roster on Monday, and as fast as they play, it's easy to wonder why. Notre Dame played 11. Here's Imes coming in off the bench. He was effective off the bench. Into Towt, he'll look for Sundra on the interior. Instead, Shrewsberry, he was 0 for 2 from the field, or from 3, as It was Sundra, that time from the corner. Nato looks inside. Back down to Spratt, 1 for 11 on Monday. And Nato goes inside, looks for a Stoneman Monroe, the 7'1" freshman from Australia. He's 0 for 1 as Notre Dame resets with Sundra. Shrewsberry tries to connect from beyond the arc. That's his spot.
Well, Coach Shrewsberry's been talking about trying to really push the ball in transition, and that's a place. If they can get the ball below the foul line in transition, they can get threes for their shooters. There's Shrews again.
And there he connects, the junior, tying this game.
He got it calibrated that first time.
0 for 2 on Monday from beyond the arc. 1 for 2 now, as that guard combo with Shrewsberry and Burton put together a lot of the scoring for Notre Dame last season.
Well, Braeden Shrewsberry off a season where he averaged 14 points a game and was really the most consistent three-point shooter for the Irish.
Shrewsberry slowing it down. Sundra to Muhammad, back to Sundra. Shot clock at 7 with Imes. He almost loses it, and he'll have to do something here with 2 seconds. He'll go up, Imes tries for the crafty finish. Rebound, Xavier Stoneman Monroe. From the free throw line, Lovejoy can't roll it in.
And that ball, we're going to see all night long. It just finds Mr. Towt.
Shrewsberry draws a big jump, and he's off target on the triple. Offensive rebound, Muhammad. Back to Towt at the elbow, down to Sundra, nice feed.
He's an excellent passer. He's a big guy that they can kind of play through because he is a good playmaker.
Led the nation in rebounding last season, coming out of the Big Sky Conference at Northern Arizona.
He's had 48 double-digit rebounding games in his career. That's just incredible.
The 256-8 frame is quite the presence down low, as it's Nato rolling it in and tying us up at 7. Towt back to Shrewsberry. 5 guys looking to check in for Detroit Mercy. Imes for 3. Front of the rim, offensive rebound, Muhammad. Goes up, a chaotic block. Notre Dame wanted the foul, but instead looks like we'll have a jump ball. We'll step aside here. Tie game early on here in South Bend, 7-7.
Players since he's been there that are currently on the roster from the Detroit area. So they're trying to own the hometown with Coach Montgomery at the helm.
He's got his team tied up here in South Bend. Cole Serta steps on. Now Muhammad drives in, the foul and the hoop.
Pretty good matchup right there. They got the switch. Very physical drive by Sir Muhammad. Finished strong at the basket.
Markus Burton on the bench right now, drawing 2 fouls, or rather fouling 2 times early on here. Muhammad, the guard on. Cole Serta, another guard, has stepped on.
And there you get the age-old question. Do you keep a guy down with 2 fouls? And Coach Shrewsberry just gave us the answer as he ushered Markus Burton to the scorer's table to get back in the game.
13:46 left on the clock. He stepped off for a couple. It looks like it was Sir Muhammad that called for the off-ball foul. So they'll swap guard for guard. Burton will step in and match up on Lance Stone.
Well, Will, I like that bringing Burton back in the game. Everyone held their breath there for a second to make sure that wasn't a foul on Burton. But I like Shrews bringing Burton back into the game because you don't want him to get completely out of the rhythm of the game. It's early in the season. You're still trying to work your combinations, and you need your best player on the floor.
The foul was committed by Carter of Detroit Mercy. As looks like Serta was fouled as he rolled over the top of the key.
Well, he's coming at Jai hard for that dribble handoff, and the Detroit Mercy defender, the Titan defender, they're just a little too physical trying to push him off that handoff.
With Jaquel Cotton, the freshman guard forward, getting his first personal. Burton dumps to Frost. He was effective from three. This time it's Burton trying for three. He is off target. Rebound Fisher. Fisher to Larry. Three-pointer back with Fisher. He's off target. And there goes Cotton. Getting a nifty deflection, saving the possession.
I do like that three from Markus Burton on that last possession. Good catch and shoot, rhythm shot. Just a little too strong with it.
Shot 37% from beyond the arc last season. A 7 percentage point improvement from his ACC Rookie of the Year campaign 2 years ago where he shot 30%.
Well, you know, that's huge for him because he's such a potent driver that when you have to honor him from the three-point line, it's just going to open the rest of that game up.
Stone gets the inbound. Cotton sets a pick. Stone tries to shoot over Burton. He's off. Times the rebound. We go to Serta. Kabajai in the game. And Burton was working in on Stone, drew the foul.
Good push by Notre Dame that time. Really hard for the Titans to match up in transition. And Markus Burton just forces the issue on the drive right there and draws the foul.
He's guarded right now by the 5'8" freshman guard Lance Stone. Interesting to see this matchup here.
Who was Mr. Basketball in Detroit as a junior in high school, Will.
6 points on 1-3 versus UIC on Monday for Stone as he looks in on Burton. Burton chaotic pass out to Serta. Serta finds some space, turnaround jumper, rolls out, rebound Fisher. Cotton looks inside. Stone to Jeter. Cotton for three.
Well, you know, shooting the three ball, a big emphasis for the Titans going into this season, and they shot 40 on Monday night. That's the good news. The bad news is they only made 8 of them.
Burton went left, had it blocked. Takeaway for Cotton with numbers. Fisher goes to Jeter. Jeter goes all the way across to Stone. He'll try to go in with the right. And some chaotic offense here. Culminates in Detroit Mercy stepping out of bounds, and with that, we'll take a break. 10-7, the Irish lead.
330 more threes than they did last year, and they were outscored by 300 total points from the three-point line.
That 1-3 so far came from TJ Nadeau in the opening minutes of this game. Looks like an off-ball offensive foul was called here. Looks like maybe the illegal screen, coach.
Well, they are calling that on Burton. So as he hands it off, he kind of turns his body. Might have been a little bit of a cheap one.
It's like they got.
And the defender runs into him and kind of draws it from him.
Kaler had the foul. Maiden tried to work inside on Towt. He couldn't find it. Here's Shrewsberry way beyond the arc. He connects.
If he's got his rhythm, he's got really, really deep range, as you could just see by that one. He was a good 29 feet away from the basket.
2 for 7 from 3. Here's Lovejoy. Some mid-rangers not falling quite yet for the Titans. Towt, hand off to Serta. Another deep, deep three for Notre Dame.
So this happened the other night. And Cole Serta's pretty good when his defender goes under the screen. As you can see him go under the screen on Braeden Shrewsberry, bang. And you're gonna see the same thing here with Serta. Goes under the screen. Those guys are ready to tee it up every single time, as well they should be, because both those guys.
Yeah, you look at the freshman roll. Back when Shrewsberry was a freshman, his 78 made threes were second most by a freshman in the program. And Frost really stepped into form. We'll get more to him later, but he was 4 for 5 from beyond the arc. The ND freshman, that is. Nato gets the jump and a nice connection.
Now Nato is actually the sniper for the Titans, and he led them with 46 threes last year.
Couple triples for the sophomore guard. He was 1 for 6 from 3 on Monday at UIC. Nato's got all 10 of the points for the Titans right now. So they'll need to get some other elements of their offense cooking here against the Fighting Irish. Towt's shot clock running out. He's working in on Maiden. Has to go up and under, draws the foul.
He really forced the issue that time and able to pick up that foul on Maiden.
4 seasons of action at Northern Arizona, over 1,000 rebounds. Missed one of those years with an injury, so for 4 seasons of action, 1 injured. And here he is in South Bend, picked up right where he left off in the rebounding category on Monday. And
he is a rebounding savant. So he goes and gets it, and because he's so great at going and getting it, it actually finds him. So he gets some that aren't even sub. He gets his, and he goes and gets yours too.
Coach Montgomery mentioned like keeping him off the boards was a goal. I mean, that's a lofty goal. How do you actually do that?
That is, nobody's done it ever in the last 6 years, so I'm not expecting it's going to be an easy task for the Titans tonight.
Nato tries to
again.
Add it. 10 of 10 coming from the sophomore guard. Imes to Serta. He thought about it. He'll go baseline. Turnaround finds Towt on the feed. He can't connect on what looked like a gimme. Shrewsberry. And Kaler gets Purcell Pavilion loud.
Kaler is a guy with an incredibly bright future, tremendous ball skills, great athlete. I mean, 6'10", 6'11", great length, and just lost his guy on defense that time.
Nate Johnson connects. That was Kaler's first collegiate field goal. Connected on a free throw back on Monday, but he's on the board for 3. But yeah, Nate Johnson quickly counters on the defensive end for Kaler. Serta finds Towt. Feed for Kaler.
Great cut on the 45-degree angle by Kaler and an excellent find by Towt. And we talked about Towt a little earlier, just a guy with great vision, can see and deliver passes. And he gives the Irish a little bit of a different dimension out of their big guys because they can play through him as a passer.
Lovejoy gets on the board. Led the team last year with 16.3 points per game, 4th in the Horizon League in scoring, 2nd in steals. They'll need to get him going.
That's Lovejoy's game, Will. You know, we talked about it in the open. Get it in the lane.
Kaler off target. Lovejoy does something similar with the floater.
In the lane.
They look to push it with Shrewsberry. He's guarded tight by Johnson on the exterior into Towt. Looks for a cutter again. Puts it on the ground, feeds to Shrewsberry. Rolls in. Imes 10 to shoot. Right down Main Street, rolls it in.
Great take by Logan that time.
Lovejoy draws the foul. Looks like it was on the ground. So look at this drive from Logan Imes. We'll step aside here in South Bend.
On the year last year, and has had 48 double-digit rebounding games in his career. The guy is just an animal on the glass.
You can't say enough. 6th in the country in that double-double category.
And he's got 6 already tonight, Will.
Keyshawn Fisher, the deep 3.
He kind of pass faked Markus Burton away that time and was able to just tee it up.
Kebajai, the sophomore forward, gives to Muhammad. Down to Sundra, back to Muhammad, into the corner for Burton. Burton calls for a pick from Jai. Looks to use it, goes inside to Jai. 5 to shoot now, Muhammad fading away, corner 3, rattles in and out. Fisher with it now, goes left on Shrewsberry, back out to Spratt, way beyond the arc, can't connect. Rebound Shrewsberry. Sundra left open, goes right with it. I think he lost it on his way up. Sundra played half the game, scored 5 points on Tuesday, or Monday, excuse me.
Well, I think his development, Cole Serta's development, Sir Muhammad's development, these sophomores, if they can be a little bit super as sophomores, they can take the Irish a long way.
Shrewsberry keeps it rolling from 3. 27 on the board now for Notre Dame. Lovejoy goes fast, finds a Stillman Monroe.
Well, Lovejoy able to get really deep on penetration and got a lot of eyes on him, and the Irish just lost track of the big guy that time.
First collegiate points for the 7-1 freshman from Australia, but a quick response from Kebajai.
This is a tough matchup for Markus Burton with the fouls, as aggressive as Lovejoy is in transition. You want to keep your hands off of him.
Cotton no good, foul.
Really good job by Kebajai. He came a long way to get that rebound that time. Rebounding out of his area, which is a really important part of a post player's game.
Jai, the senior from Centerville, Ohio, just under 6 points per game in ACC play last season. Came over to ND from Penn State. Shot free throws at a 70% clip last season.
He's a pretty good free throw shooter, and that's important because everything he does is physical and around the basket. He's going to find himself there quite a bit.
Off the mark there. Lovejoy, guarded by Imes, kicks to Cotton. Down to Fisher. Aiden Carter was good on Monday. He goes to Lovejoy. And the jumper rolls out. Foul as Shrewsberry looked to carve it inside. It'll stay here.
Well, that's just a good, aggressive straight line drive by Braeden Shrewsberry as he gets his defender just a little bit off balance, and instead of taking it away from him, he takes it right at his hip and almost forces the contact right there.
Another good free throw shooter in Braeden Shrewsberry, 83% last season.
Yeah, I think anytime you can get this guy to the free throw line, that's pretty good for the Fighting Irish.
Markus Burton also big on the drive. He shot it at 84% after Shrewsberry got the roll on number 1, swishes number 2, and in steps Ryder Frost.
Well, as Braeden has improved his physicality, and you can see he's much bigger and stronger even this year than last year, he is able to go off the bounce a little bit more. That's going to get him to the foul line a little bit more, and he's going to hit those free throws at a very high clip.
6'4", 205. The junior guard is listed as the Titans go baseline on Frost. There's Legend Jeter with a finish.
Well, they switched the ball screen and ended up with a tough mismatch. Frost not able to guard in the low post that time.
Imes seemed to lose control before the foul there, but
he might have got bailed out because it looked like he might have slipped a little bit before there was any contact.
.68% from the stripe for Imes, an area probably he'll look to push up a little bit this season.
Yeah, you're right, Will. He's got to be better at that, and he was 1 for 4 on Monday night from the foul line and misses his first one here, which is highly unusual for an Indiana guy.
The junior from Zionsville, 1 for 2 now. Lance Stone gives way for Cotton as they run a weave up by half court. Back in from Jeter, and he draws the foul.
A little bit of a mix-up on the exchange right there. All of a sudden, Jeter just finds himself with a free path to the basket. Frost rotating over just a little bit late.
Jeter will shoot 13 minutes, 2 points on Monday. His college career has brought him to Providence and Eastern Michigan. Here he is with the Titans in his junior year. Sir Muhammad will step in. Imes will step off.
The legend Jeter, he had 40 starts in 2 years at Providence, so he's played Big East high-level basketball. Not going to be intimidated by the ACC Irish today.
Muhammad goes down to Jai. Can't turn around and finish. Nato to Cotton. Cotton for 3. In and out. Offensive board, Jeter.
Well, in talking to Coach Shrewsberry today, Will, there was a big emphasis on being a little better on the defensive glass, and the Irish continue to have some problems on that end.
Aiden Carter, the nifty baseline finish. The junior made his D1 debut on Monday, coming over from Walsh University. He's on the board with the Irish, up 6. Corner from Serta, he connects.
Cole Serta just standing out there, hands ready, feet ready. Quick trigger on the catch.
Down to the corner for Nato. Rebound Shrewsberry. He'll push it, but instead pull up and connect. Nato. Strong response from the corner.
The Irish just not matched up in transition that time. Lost track of Nato, and he's the best shooter on the Titan team.
Muhammad off from 3. Lance Stone gets the pick, looks inside, kicks out to Cotton. Cotton way off. Frost has been good from 3, and he continues.
You know, Shrewsberry made that dribble up 3 and 2 transitions ago, and just what an unselfish play to go ahead and throw it to Frost when he had a shot he probably could have taken.
3 points up in both directions. Here's Muhammad. Frost again. Can't keep it rolling. And finally, Coach Montgomery will ask his guard, Lance Stone, to slow this thing down as we approach the 1 minute mark in this first half. Notre Dame up 12. Down to Jeter. Cotton tried to go inside. And with that, we'll step aside for immediate timeout. The three's going up in every direction. Here at Purcell Pavilion, Notre Dame, the 12-point lead. There's NATO. And it's been Frost getting cooking on the other end for Notre Dame.
Jay NATO has really rung the bell so far for the Titans. Really their best three-point shooting threat.
This time Nate Johnson tries for three, and the shot clock violation will go into effect. Serta steps on, Muhammad steps off. With Burton on with 2 fouls in this final minute. Burton goes left on Lovejoy all the way, tries the junior, but he does get the foul.
Got himself to the free throw line, maybe get himself going a little bit right here before halftime.
No points yet for the standout junior, second team All-ACC last year. ACC Rookie of the Year his freshman season. 5th nationally in points per game last year.
And he is the 3rd leading returning scorer in the nation this year, Will.
They'll need a lot out of Markus Burton. And he is on the board.
That one was able to touch every single part of the rim before it went in. So you got to get a little bit of a feel right there. This one won't touch anything, I'm guessing.
The 84% free throw shooter from last year does touch every part of the rim. This time rolls off. Lovejoy, 15-second difference, or 25-second difference between game and shot clock. Inside for Maiden. They try to trap. This time it's Spratt. Nice bank shots.
Tough little one-footed runner with a hand in his face.
Freshman from Farmington, Michigan. Burton will take a timeout here, see if the Irish can draw something up for a final shot.
See if Coach Shrewsberry matters, and I think it does. That's a plus on the Irish, for the Irish.
We saw Frost step in and make a three as Burton will hold it for the final shot. Burton, 9 seconds left in the half, kicks out to Shrewsberry. He'll look to make a move inside, draws the foul with 4 seconds left.
Pretty good play out of the timeout. Had a bunch of different actions, but the last action, the scoring action, was a ghost screen from Shrewsberry. So he runs at Burton like he's going to set a ball screen, runs through the ball screen, confuses the little defense a little bit, and the Titans actually got to Shrewsberry, and he beat him on the closeout.
You think they wanted the? You think they wanted the three from Shrewsberry?
Yes, I
there?
do think they wanted the three. The play was fairly well defended by UDM, and Shrewsberry was able to attack the closeout and get himself to the free throw line.
He's got one instead of the three. He'll look for two here as 4 seconds remain in this opening half. He's got it, and Lovejoy has it now. He kicks to Nate Johnson. He pulls up for the buzzer beater, and that's blocked. At the half, Notre Dame 44, Detroit Mercy 8 for 16. Can we cue into that in the second half?
Well, it's a big deal in that there's a point differential there, but there's also a mental differential, right? Like you're trying to shoot threes, but if you're not making them at a decent clip, you're not going to shoot them with confidence. And you know, they're a game and a half in right now. They want to shoot a bunch of threes, but they haven't really had a bunch of success from the three-point line. Whereas the Irish, they think everything's going in from the three-point line right now, as they shot 50% again in the first half.
Braeden Shrewsberry led the way, going 4 for 6. Foul on the Titans, turns it over to Notre Dame. And it's Towt tipping it back in after Muhammad was off the mark.
Just one more rebound for the machine.
Down for Nate Johnson, back up for Spratt. Lovejoy tries to go baseline, he's stopped by Burton. And a clever feed under to Maiden, he can't finish.
Well, Sundra came over to give a little help on the post and then lost track of his guy and got lucky. Got lucky on both ends.
Sundra the putback.
We call that clean living, Will.
4 quick points for Notre Dame. As Burton almost had a steal, but foul is called. It goes against the Titans.
That is a gutsy play by Markus Burton.
And that foul goes against Detroit Mercy.
Ball comes off. There's nobody putting a body on Towt. Just overhelp on the drive and just leave that guy all alone to tip it back in.
As easy as it gets for Notre Dame. Sir Muhammad over to Burton. He's pressed hard by Nate Johnson.
Well, that's
and
just
draws the foul, yeah.
Yeah, Will, I'm sorry. That's just a veteran play by Markus Burton. Like, he just feels the pressure. The defender's trying to be physical with him, and he just forces the issue and draws the fouls right there.
Just knows exactly when to pull the trigger on that drive.
Yep. Like, the official has to make a call right there.
Burton looks for Towt on the roll, nothing there. Try that pick and roll again. Instead, he'll dish to Sundra. Shrewsberry, 3 to shoot. Contested 3, yes!
Whoa. And then sometimes when the ball goes in, you can even make the tough one, Will, because that was a well-contested long-range 3 right there.
Forcing the timeout is Braeden Shrewsberry. 5 for 7 from downtown is the junior. And this time it was contested. Notre Dame feeling it here in South Bend.
As you saw on that last one, once you got it rolling a little bit, everything becomes a little easier and that basket gets quite a bit bigger.
Made up for a quiet night from Markus Burton. That duo combined for 35 points per game, but Shrewsberry kind of filling the void tonight as Detroit Mercy knocks in a 2.
Intentional post up there. Right out of the timeout, they posted Lovejoy on Markus Burton and were really physical with him down there.
Sundra, chaotic finish. And taking care of it is Carson Towt.
Sundra, I think he lost his balance there and just thought he'd give Towt another rebound.
Shrewsberry to Burton on the fast break. The finish and the foul.
Great pass ahead by Shrews. And Markus gets a little bit of a bump while he's in the air. And it does the acrobatic tumbling fall. And has a chance to complete the 3-point play here.
See plenty of those highlight reel finishes from Markus Burton.
That's what he does.
Always looking to drive, finishes the 3-point play. Stoneman Monroe in to set the pick. He'll work in on Towt. Instead, it's Burton knocking it away. Muhammad pushing it. Burton, right wing 3. He's got it.
Well, they've intentionally gone after Burton 2 out of 3 possessions here with Lovejoy. And that time, Markus pulled the chair out from under Lovejoy and got him to turn it over.
8-0 run in the last 45 seconds. But that's put to an end by Nate Johnson. Muhammad looks for the quick response. Ball rolled out of bounds. Markus Burton 1 point in the first half, but he's got it moving now.
Catch and shoot right there by Burton. His feet are ready, his hands are ready. That's about as easy as it gets. Very late contest.
37% from beyond the arc in his sophomore year last season. Sir Muhammad gets free throw number 1.
Well, I talked about it in the first half. I mean, the freshman class is exciting, and we haven't talked about Harrelson tonight, who's out with a concussion. But I think the sophomore class, these guys who have a little bit of experience right now, is a really, really important part of the Irish taking that next step in the ACC.
Yeah, you look at Cole Serta, you know, you knew he had that career high performance in him for Monday night. Towt all the way to Burton. He'll go baseline after the pump fake and the foul.
That's great vision by Towt. I mean, he's on one side of the floor, just kind of surveys it and just rifles that ball across the floor to Burton, who probably had a three if he was of a mind to shoot it right there, but he's able to attack the closeout and draw the foul.
You mentioned that freshman class coming in. Harrelson on the bench. After Monday, Sundra gets the feed and the finish. But one of the highly touted recruits in this program's history.
Yeah, he really is. He's going to be a great player. Coach Shrew said he thinks he'll be full go by Tuesday.
Offensive rebound, Fisher. He'll pull it up from way gone. Muhammad in on Nato. Pump fake, turnaround, finish.
Good lane line drive. Comes to balance off of 2 feet. Pivot. Little half hook over the top.
Jeter is fouled by Muhammad. As the 13-3 run over the last 2 minutes continues for the Fighting Irish.
And so you've got Jalen Harrelson as a number 19 in the country rated recruit, and that is going to win some games for you. But the reality is, Will, no matter how you slice it, they're still freshmen, and they got to figure things out. And a big question for the Irish will be, how long will that take?
Absolutely. Aiden Carter with the strong finish on the other end. Tommy Anneman on the bench this year. He'll factor in another key recruit out of Minnesota, and there's Kabajai. Carter working in on Imes, draws the foul.
Well, it looks like Detroit Mercy, this half particularly, has tried to go to whatever matchups they think they like, and they're just posting those guys up and playing off of those situations. That time, they thought Aiden Carter had the matchup, and he just was very physical on the post-up. Aiden Carter, really good athlete. 4-sport athlete in high school, played everything.
Led the team with 18 points in Monday's loss, but you know, they've kept him to 5 so far tonight. Started his career D2 at Walsh University, averaged just over 11 points per game with them, effective on the rebound as well. Burton pressed by Stone. Kaler to Imes. Imes deep 3. Carter comes away with it. Kicks outside to Fisher. Fighting for the rebounds is Imes and Maiden. Let's see what this call was here.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but he didn't get the ball, but you got a little bit of a show of Kaler's athleticism going after that rebound. His hand was well above the square. He is a bouncy, lanky, long, skilled athlete.
Someone Coach Shrewsberry says has legitimate NBA potential. Coming in at 6'10", 205. And looks like that ball was just out of bounds, we were told. So look at that jump. Way up there. Down to Jai. Looks for Imes, kicks it back up to Serta. Burton. Euro step and the finish.
Pretty good snake dribble by Markus Burton there. He came off the ball screen, got the defender behind him, and just kept him behind him. Got all the way in there to knock that one off the board.
Notre Dame up 28 now. We're about 7 minutes past in this second half. Burton, 3-on-1, dumps it to Kaler and the slam.
Good unselfish play by Markus Burton to get the freshman a big dunk.
Kaler the rebound over to Imes. Back down to Serta. Some momentum now for Notre Dame as Burton's pressed by Stone, draws the foul on the outside. Here's a look at that Brady Kaler dunk for the 6'10" freshman, number 82 recruit for ESPN.
Good push ahead. Kaler on the trail.
AP All-State first team in Indiana.
I think you're going to see a few of those from him before his career is over here in South Bend. The Bend.
Notre Dame.
We are the Bend. Will.
Yes, wearing those the Bend jerseys tonight. The gold trim on the black jersey and shirt and shorts, honoring South Bend with some symbolism in those jerseys, including the Studebaker car factories at the foundation of this city.
2 more good looks from 3 from the Irish.
Nato, baseline on Kaler. Tries to loop it back around, and he's fouled.
Well, Kaler was on his hip on the drive there the entire way, and at 6'11", he probably doesn't have to go after that block. Just does a little too much at the end. He gets called for the foul.
Led the team with 48 three-pointers last season. As this Titans team will continue non-conference with Cleary. In a few days, they'll play Eastern Michigan. And another big matchup against Michigan State on the road pretty soon, coming up in late November.
It'll be a little bit of a homecoming for Coach Montgomery, who spent a lot of time as a coach and a player in East Lansing. He's got an entire roster of Michigan guys. The entire 14-man roster.
Quite a few Michigan players went to Australia.
Yeah, 14 Michigan guys and 1 Australia.
They went to, Ontario for 1, Australia for Stoneman Monroe. You heard that buzz in the arena recently. That was the student section recognizing the fact that 2 consecutive missed free throws earns them free nachos. So
that was a nacho ball?
That was the nacho ball over there. Yeah.
I did not realize
that.
I would have been
a
little more attentive to that if I'd have known that was a nacho ball.
See if we can get in on the deal.
I vaguely remember that from last year now.
Matt Stone feeds into Stoneman Monroe. Back out for Fisher. Looks like a whistle comes in. Was it Fisher foul or was it down below on the rebound?
I think got him on the rebound.
Two-minute scoring drought for the Titans. Sundro checks in. Jai steps off. Out to Nato. Another foul. This time on Serta.
Well, when the guy puts it on the floor initially, you really have to show your hands. You can't have your hands down and around his hips, and that's what happened to Serta right there. It's just an easy call for the official.
So we'll reset with another inbounds. Nato, he's got it.
Cole Serta ran right into that screen on the out of bounds. Gave Nato just enough room to squeeze that shot off.
Imes over to Sundra. To the wing for Serta. In and out. Rebound kicked all the way over to Nato. Baseline jumper rolls out for Fisher. 12 minutes left in this one. Imes spin move. Tries to finish with the right. No good. Little life here from TJ Nato. Connecting from the corner.
Getting to the line, getting to the rim, knocking down open threes, doing what he does.
Pressing Landstone right now. Up the court. Here's Fisher kicking to Nato. Stoneman Monroe. 7-1 in now. Went for the rebound, can't get it. Shrewsberry to Burton. Muhammad, he has 6, drives in, and make it 8.
Well, that was a kind of a freshman mistake by Stone right there. He wanted to switch when there just wasn't time or space to do it, and gave Sir Muhammad a straight line drive to the basket.
Nato stays strong from 3. Muhammad. It's the screen from Towt. They'll go to the big man down low. He's up on Stoneman Monroe, and the takeaway for Nato is sent to Fisher, or to Johnson rather, and he slams it down. Seven for Johnson. Towt working inside. Spins around, finds his way.
Well, Will, that was on that possession before was only the 4th turnover for the Irish, and they turned it over 2 of the first 4 possessions of the game. So they've been playing pretty mistake-free with the basketball since the opening.
Another takeaway for Burton. He's up on Stone. He has it blocked by Johnson, but the foul is called. Burton had a lot of space here working on Stone. Here's a look at the Johnson dunk. And then here's Towt working in on the Stoneman Monroe.
Good spin move by Towt. And there's the Burton finish and foul.
You see the foul in there? Or some objection from the Titan bench, but
you know what, when you're one of those guys, you're going to get some calls from time to time. But what you saw that doesn't really show up in the stat sheet, doesn't count, is the guy who's right there following it up, running the floor like a crazy man, is Carson Towt. So if the foul isn't called, he's making that basket on the follow.
Tout's got 9. 4 for 5 from the field. Add on a free throw, so some offense too from the transfer from Northern Arizona.
Well, he had a little trouble in his 19 rebound game the other night. He had a little bit of trouble finishing around the rim, and he's done a much better job of that tonight.
Sundra tried to pick it off. Instead, the Titans nearly throw it out of bounds. They get the turnover. Burton gets it on Stone. The tip back from Towt.
There he goes.
Off-ball foul is called. It looks like they got Markus Burton. If it does go against Burton, it'll be his third personal. Here's a look at that putback from
Well,
Towt.
he just moves everybody out of the way. Nobody really goes to put a body on him, and that's a big mistake. You better find a way to check that guy off the glass.
Nato, pump fake, leans in, gets a crazy finish.
Ooh, that is a tough shot right there. Pretty high degree of difficulty. Double pumping, leaning in. Gets it to go.
Burton drives in with left. Dishes off to Muhammad, the N1.
Great penetration by Markus Burton. Draws a lot of attention and then just drops it off for Sir Muhammad for an easy bucket and the foul.
10 points for the sophomore
There he
guard.
goes. He's got 3 guys staring at him. Just drops it by him for an easy basket.
That is the 5th foul on Nate Johnson, the sophomore guard for the Titans. So he is done for the night with 9 minutes left in the second. Out to the corner for Cotton. In and out on the triple. Burton drives in. Jump back finish.
Got right to the front of the rim. Kind of Euro step, played off 2. Knocked in the little 6-foot floater.
3 of their last 3 for Notre Dame. And another foul is called on Markus Burton. So Imes will step in and take out the junior from Mishawaka. And that's 4.
Markus Burton, he's got the competitive juices flowing this half. I think there's been a few words shared back and forth between the teams, and he is kind of ending the conversation with his play.
Got a nice cheer from the crowd. But Burton and Lance Stone. Looks like they've been jawing at each other all night.
Well, the game's hard enough. If you can play and talk at the same time, you're a pretty effective guy.
Imes in for Burton as the deflection spares the turnover.
You can just see when Towt has the ball off the low post, his teammates cutting and being really active because they can sense that he's going to be able to find him if they cut themselves into an open area.
Sundra comes around. Imes looks inside. He's guarded tight by Stone. Deep 3 for Sundra. Knocks it down.
That was actually Imes that knocked that one in, and good to see him knock in a perimeter jump shot.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. It's a junior guard from Zionsville. 87-53. Towt looks inside. He might do it himself here. Turnaround, can't get the roll in. Spratt pulls up from the baseline, knocks it in.
Ooh, that's a tough shot. Off the bounce, pretty good contest.
Serta, deep 3. No good. Rebound Carter. Pushes in on Serta. Nicely contested. Spratt to Stone. Shot clock at 12. Shake and bake three off target for the freshman guard. Imes up in the paint, guarded by Spratt. Shrewsberry, 5 of 8 from 3. Dishes to Towt. And there's Sundra knocking it down from downtown.
Well, you gotta love
with Northern Arizona last year, so it's no surprise to tell you he's got one tonight.
His 49th career double-double. And you know what? I think what's even more impressive, so he's got 10 points, 11 rebounds, is he's also got 5 assists to go along with that. So offensively, the Irish are able to play through him, and he's able to create offense, not necessarily by scoring, but by involving his teammates.
So many dimensions of the game for the veteran transfer, as London Maiden, the freshman, or I beg your pardon, the junior forward, 6'8", 250 from Cleveland, knocks it in for Detroit Mercy.
They hit Maiden on the short roll there.
Frost comes around, and that's what he's been doing.
Well, he's not going to get a whole lot more open than he was that time. This guy got hung up on the screen. Feet together, hands ready, just knocks it in.
Keyshawn Fisher up on Kaler. Step back jumper, can't get it. Muhammad on the other end. Chaotic dish out, intercepted by Cotton. He'll go to Fisher, and he'll bank it in.
Sir just got a little bit too deep that time.
Serta off the mark. Maiden finishes with some strength.
Very poor job off the miss there by Notre Dame in transition, and the Titans made him pay.
Serta. And there's Kaler getting on the board again.
He shoots it like it's supposed to go in.
Fisher with it now, played about half the game Monday, 5-11 from the field. Titan triple won't roll. Frost to Serta, he goes baseline, loses it.
Good push ahead by Frost right there.
So look at that last three. Kaler in the corner, pretty contested too.
Well, it's different when you're 6'11", right? So it's a little harder to contest that shot because he's got a very high release on his jump shot too. He shoots it from way over his head.
AP All-State first team in Indiana. He's got 10 points.
And Will, he is an alum of Cathedral High School in Indianapolis, the same high school that Coach Shrewsberry graduated from, and where I recruited him as a student athlete.
Connections keep coming. Here's Nato off target. Kaler from Fishers, Indiana. Shares that high school alma mater in Cathedral High.
I don't think you can continue to leave that guy open in the corner like that.
Can't get it this time. Fisher now. Quick response. Frost has 6. He'll give it to Jai. Muhammad to Kaler. He thought about it. This time it's Frost. Way off on that one. Serta. No basket, but the foul.
There you saw it again. Kaler's athleticism. He just hops up in the air over everybody and taps that one in, even though it didn't count.
96-63. As a look at that last one, as Kaler tries to get the last minute tip in, we step aside.
Since he was born, his father Brad played for me at DePauw, and his mom was a great soccer player at DePauw as well.
Good moment for the sophomore guard from Boston. As Frost rolls in a free throw. Jared Larry now in the game. Quiet few minutes on Monday, the senior from Grand Rapids. And the whistle, though. Also in the game now is Matthew McClellan. Didn't play Tuesday. Coming off 5 seasons at Madonna University. Number 34 for the Irish.
Matthew just a little too aggressive on the hedge there. Got his knee into.
In and out for Larry. Gets a pick from McClellan. McClellan now with the feed, looks in for Frost, loses it briefly, and goes to the corner. Stevens down to Imes. McClellan. Stevens to the shoot, the shot clock violation now. The Irish too slow on the offense.
Well, they're not good communication. You got guys who haven't been in the game, and typically you'd like to have your bench counting down that shot clock right there.
Stoneman Monroe gives way to Nadeau. Deep three, Spratt, splash. Ryder Frost to McClellan. Over to Imes. Tough defense from the Titans. Frost, pump fake, pulls up again. Doesn't get the bounce. We're in the final 2 minutes here. Notre Dame on the cusp of triple digits. Last time they reached 100 points in regulation. There's a quick response from Nadeau. Last time they reached 100 points in regulation came against Detroit Mercy in 2019. Stevens, baseline, and he's on the board at Notre Dame.
1 of 1. Can't be any better than that. 1 of 1.
.100 comes from the sophomore. Here's Brady Stevens' first career bucket.
Brady Stevens, good physical drive, takes the bump and finishes with the left hand on the other side of the rim. Great take by Brady.
Down low for Stoneman Monroe.
Pretty good look by Nadeau off the curl.
Led the team in 3-pointers last season, TJ Nadeau. Under a minute as Notre Dame about to go up 2-0. Frost, a quick bucket. Notre Dame will have Eastern Illinois coming to town on Monday, 7:30. You can catch that on the ACC Network Extra. And they'll travel to Ohio State on November 16th. Frost the takeaway. Zach Abdullah tried to get on the board as the final seconds will tick off here in South Bend. Strong showing from a Notre Dame team. Shrewsberry, Burton leading the way in points. But a lot to look at here as Notre Dame goes up 2-0 with a 32-point win against Detroit Mercy. $102-70 the final score. Coach, what do you take away here after game number 2 for Notre Dame?
Well, they had 19 turnovers on Monday.